Aston Villa coach Steve said the lengthy VAR review killed all our motivation against Manchester United. Steven Gerrard believes that a 3.5-minute VAR delay is a key factor in Aston Villa's FA Cup third-round exit at Old Trafford last night. Gerrard's team had a second-half equaliser ruled out after Jacob Ramsey was judged to have impeded Edinson Cavani in the build-up to Danny Ings putting the ball into the Manchester United net after 50 minutes. The Villa head coach, who was roundly booed by United supporters before and during the game because of his career with their rivals Liverpool, agreed that the right decision had ultimately been made. But with his team playing so well at that stage, he also believed the lengthy delay taken by the referee Michael Oliver and his VAR team had a bearing on the outcome. The linesman said it was to do with JJ impeding Cavani's run, Gerrard said. I've heard an array of things, but the disappointment was that it took 3.5 minutes just to iron it out. We were pushing for an equalizer, we had the momentum and were in a good place at the time, and that 3.5 minutes took a lot of sting out of the game. I don't think anyone in the stadium knew what was going on. But now that I've heard the reasons why, I don't think it was that complex. Take 3.5 minutes to straighten that out. It's gone against us tonight, when it could easily have gone for us, of course, and that's frustrating. But it's not the reason we lost the game. The BBC pundit Alan Shearer went as far as to suggest VAR should not have been used in the competition at all, as the FA Cup is using the technology only at Premier League stadiums, but said Oliver arrived at the wrong decision. I'm not 100% certain that Cavani is actually getting back for the goal, Shearer said. He's clever. I think he's been done. He doesn't attempt at all to get around him. Okay, some will say he doesn't have to. But is it a clear and obvious error? I don't think it is. Meanwhile, Gerrard clearly enjoyed the welcome he received from United supporters, with his team due to face them again in the league at Villa Park on Saturday. Relatively quiet, he said. I have been to noisier stadiums than this. It was a good cup tie, a good atmosphere, but in terms of what I got, water off a duck's back. It is quite unique to play a team in the space of 5 or 6 days. The players have an opportunity to flip the mood. I am sure they are frustrated. The United forward Marcus Rashford looked a shadow of his former self as he went an 11th consecutive game without a goal. Ralf Rangnick, the interim United manager, conceded he could not explain his poor performance. In the first half we found him quite often and he tried to get into the box, he said. In the second half, that was not often the case, and that's why, at the end of the game, I decided to make 2 changes. Ian Whittell's talking points: Rare Ronaldo injury. Cristiano Ronaldo missed a game through injury for the first time this season, a minor muscular problem, but joining him in the treatment room was an altogether more familiar fate. Defender Phil Jones, who had made a much ballyhooed return from a 2-year injury layoff in the recent home defeat to Wolverhampton Wanderers, sat out what would have been consecutive first-team appearances with a slight calf strain. The news, while hardly a shock given the former England international's injury record, summed up United's season and, to a large extent, the way his decade-long career at Old Trafford looks destined to be remembered. Hostile reception. It is about the game, not about me, the Villa manager, Steven Gerrard, claimed before the third-round tie kicked off. But many thousands of United supporters seemed to disagree with their old nemesis. Gerrard's legendary playing career as captain of Liverpool will forever guarantee him a hostile reception at Old Trafford, and that is precisely what he received from the moment he walked down the touchline before kickoff to a chorus of boos and uncomplimentary songs. Gerrard, predictably, appeared completely unmoved by the greeting and was grinning broadly as he took his seat, even turning to walk backwards as he made a point of facing the Stretford end on his way to the bench. What can Donny do? Like old Gunnar Solskjaer before him, Ralf Rangnick has muttered that Donny van de Beek has a future at Manchester United while steadfastly refusing to select him. The 24-year-old has started 4 league games since his £35 million signing from Ajax in 2020 and played 6 minutes in 2 Premier League substitute appearances since Rangnick's arrival. If this were not an occasion for Van de Beek to start, rather than a 20-minute substitute cameo, it is hard to imagine him ever being handed one. Goalkeeper Dean Henderson was not even on the bench, prompting speculation he may be poised for a loan move.